So you know what they say about guys with big hands? They wear big gloves. What up, guys? My name is Matt McCoy, aka Country Song Teacher. Hope you're doing well. Now, full disclosure, I have very large hands. It was great catching football and stuff in high school. But many people write me saying, man, I have really small hands. Like I said, a lot of the female audience, but maybe some younger males and stuff too. Say I have really small hands. I'm struggling to learn guitar. Let me say this. There are many things in guitar methods that require you to stretch your hands, piano as well, require you to stretch your hands all across the fretboard and make it very difficult for people with small hands. But that doesn't mean you can't play guitar, especially with the Matt McCoy method that I teach in my beginner guitar course. I believe you can use each of these squares. These little squares are called a fret, F-R-E-T, a fret. These are about maybe 2 inches apart and so forth, and they get closer together as you come down the neck, up the neck, down the neck, that kind of thing. What I teach is if you can just use the second and third fret only and keep your hands close together, you can play about 99% of songs out there. And this is what I mean. For example, I teach 4 chords: G, C, E minor, D. And so forth. Now you can see that my hands never spread apart. So if you have smaller hands, you're really focused more on the width of the neck here more than that stretch down up and down the fret. So for example, what you do is get used to having your 2 bottom strings locked. This stabilizes the guitar, makes the transitions easier, and keeps your hands, especially for the chord changes for a beginner. Instead of widening and closing up, that kind of thing, you're just moving these top 2 dominant fingers up and down the strings. So for example, for a G chord, pinky finger bottom string, ring finger second string. Remember, if you're new, the bottom string is 1, the top string is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you keep those bottom 2 strings locked. Now G chords 5th and 6th. You can strum all 6 strings like this. When I say a C chord, and if you know my story, you know this. All you got to do, keep your fingers close together. Again, great with small hands. Just move both top 2 fingers down to 4th and 5th. Then strum the bottom 5. So right there, if you're a new beginner, you're going to learn to go back and forth between those 2 chords. Now, if you go to a D chord, watch this. Simply take your first finger down to the 3rd string and strum the bottom 4. Now, some of you are like, Matt, I looked up the chord diagrams. I've studied guitar a little bit before. That's not how I learned it. I'll go over that in a second. Let's learn your last chord. It's called an E minor. Now, again, this is a G, this is a C, this is a D. When I play an E minor, again, I have larger hands. I use 1 finger, my pointer finger, pressed right in between that 5th and 4th string and strum all 6. If you have smaller fingers and you can't press 2 strings with 1 finger, use your first finger, middle finger, and like I said, put this one close to the tuning knobs, middle finger at the underneath it on the 4th string, and play it like that. So you'll go G, C, D, E minor, or that way, either way. Now real fast, like I said, some of you ought to get this, I get this comment about every day. For example, if you looked up a C chord, it's going to say the 2nd string, the 4th string, and the 5th string like that. As I've said in many of my videos in the past, when I learned to go from a G then to a D, C, G, it took me so long, I actually quit for a long time. I could not. Music's all about rhythm and flow. I could not change fast enough from that chord, all my fingers off, stretched across the neck to that chord. When I learned it's going to sound just as good in 99% of the songs, taking your top 2 fingers down, it changed everything. If you have smaller fingers, smaller hands, just move your fingers up and down the 2nd and 3rd fret. Again, if you have really small hands and you want to change the key, put this capo, by capo. That just changes the key of a song. Now, again, these strings are even closer together, closer frets. Guys, you can learn guitar. I love this instrument. It's brought me so much joy, and I know it can do it for you too. Don't let small hands or small fingers define your guitar skills. You can play thousands of songs, do so many tricks, and over time you'll even learn to stretch them different ways. But focus on that second and third fret, and you'll be playing more songs than you can imagine. Have a lot of fun doing it. I've got 4-chord digital songbooks and beginner guitar courses over at CountrySongTeacher.com. If you want to check those out, they can help your music. I've had so much feedback. I've been doing those for about 4 years now. Tons of positive feedback, so thank you if you've purchased one of those before. If you want to support the channel and help your guitar playing at the same time, go grab a digital songbook or course at CountrySongTeacher.com. See you guys tomorrow. Holla.